Hey, what's up my friends? Welcome back to my kitchen. In this video, we're gonna take a look at a kitchen knife set that is so unique. It has something so different about it. I've never seen it before. I think they're the first company to ever do it. I can't wait to look at them with you. But first I wanna let you know that the company Butterfork sent me this kitchen knife set to review and give my honest opinion. I haven't opened or used these knives yet, and you're gonna get my honest, unfiltered thoughts as we go through this together. So let's dive in. All right, so they sent me 3 different knives. Let's go ahead and open them up and take a look and see what we've got here. So as we open up, we've got this nice little sleeve. It's kind of a cool box with some great branding, cool experience. What sticks out to me is this wood sheath. That's awesome. It's got this really cool yellow handle. That has something to do with what's so unique about these knives. I'll talk about that in just a second. So you just push on this pin here. A little challenging to get out. So this little metal pin comes completely out of the sheath. And we open, all right, so this is a bread knife. So it's a little bit short for my preference on a bread knife, but it looks great. The edge looks good. It's got a thin stock or a thin spine. Also, the spine on this is rounded. Now, this isn't gonna matter as much with a bread knife because of the way that you actually hold a bread knife. But if the spine is rounded on the chef knife and the paring knife, that's gonna be a really cool feature. Look, we could go through all kinds of tests with these knives. We could cut paper and cardboard and ropes, and I've done all of that in past videos. But here's the honest truth about knives. Almost every decent knife is gonna come sharp out of the box. Great. Then you get 1,200 cuts and it starts to dull up. Every single knife, when it's used, is going to dull up. So of course we could talk about blade retention and how many cuts you could get out of it and all of that sort of stuff. And by the way, Butterfork already has all that information on their websites. But to be completely honest, all of that doesn't matter as much as preference. Preference in comfort, balance, and look. That's it, in my opinion. That may be unpopular opinion, but that's my opinion. All right, next we have, so this looks like it could be a short chef's knife or maybe a utility knife or something like that. Let's take a look. It's a nakiri. A couple of things I noticed right away. This big blunt edge right here is characteristic of a nakiri knife. The blade looks great. The spine is rounded. Now as we start getting into some of our chopping knives, the way that I hold it is a pinch on the blade, and that means my finger is against the spine. And sometimes if we're doing a lot of chopping, it can get pretty uncomfortable having it on a sharp edge spine, not sharp like blade sharp, but you know what I mean, like a blunt edge. Let's open this last one. I'm really hoping and assuming that this last one that they sent me is a chef knife because that's my most used knife, and I just want to understand how their chef knife is. Cool, again, that sheath is just so fantastic. I love it. It looks really, really cool. All right, there we go. That's the chef knife. Again, nice rounded plastic, it's probably like a PVC handle and a rounded spine. The blade looks really good. It's got quite a curve on that blade. So let's talk about the handles really quick. The unique thing about these knives, and it's really an aesthetic thing. So if you like the look of them, and they are really cool looking, you can get a variety of different colors of handles for these knives. And if you want a different handle color, you don't have to go buy a whole new knife or a whole new knife set. They come with these little keys. They almost look like if you've ever golfed or had older golf shoes. I don't think they do this anymore, but you used to be able to unscrew the cleats out of golf shoes and then put new cleats in it when those cleats wore out. And your golf shoes would come with a little tool like this. So you have this handle right here, and the handle has little holes in it, and the key has little pegs. And you just put the pegs in those holes, as far as I understand, and you twist and you unscrew. Might want to hold on to the blade as I do this so it doesn't come falling out. But yeah, look at that. So this kind of end nut of the stock unscrews. Now I'm already noticing this is a big part of the weight distribution of this knife. So I can take this handle off and I can interchange it with a different color. All right, so let's talk about preference really quick. It's human behavior for us to want to have somebody to tell us what is right for us. But when it comes to the right knife for you, that's just not the case, because it's completely dependent on how you use it and how it feels for you. But there are some key things that you can pay attention to that might give you a hint of whether or not this is going to be a knife that you like to use. So one of them is balance. So what we do to find the balance of a knife is just extend our index finger and we move the knife up and down on the handle to see where that center of gravity is. So right about there's the center of gravity for this knife. And the closer, for me, the closer the center of gravity of the knife to the bolster, the more comfortable and balanced it is to use, meaning this is the bolster part of the knife right here. The closer the center of gravity or center of balance is to that, the better, because of the way that I hold the knife. So with a index and thumb pinch right here, that means my pinch and grip and the weight of the knife is gonna sit on my middle finger right there. That means the center of balance of the knife is going to be closest to where I have most the weight of the knife, which is that finger right there. It's a bit handle heavy, and it's probably due to the big metal nut that's in the bottom of the handle. So it could be a little bit more balanced towards the bolster, but it's not far off. Now, the other thing that I pay close attention to is the edges that are around the bolster, because that's where most of the movement in the knife is gonna happen and where I'm gripping. So there are some more blunt edges around this area, both here on the handle and here on the blade, that could result in some discomfort. I just haven't used it enough to know whether that's the case or not. All right, so I wanna do just a couple of tests with this. One is an out-of-the-box sharpness. Again, we've already talked about that. Almost every decent knife with a good metal on it is gonna come out of the box really sharp, but why not test it? We're here anyways. The other thing is I wanna test the stick and fall away with a potato, and I'll talk about that in just a second. But let's take this tomato. Slices really, really cleanly right out of the box. And let's pop it down and let's just see if we can get a slice out of the tomato without touching it, without any counterweight. And we can. How thin can we get it? That's a really smooth slice. So now what I want to test is stickiness or fall away. A potato is a great way to test the fall away on a knife. Now, I am not saying that if something doesn't fall away from the knife, it's not a good knife. It's just part of the experience of using it. In fact, my knives that I love and use every single day, they don't fall away very well. They do have a bit of stickiness for when I'm cutting potatoes and carrots and cucumbers. They tend to stick to the knife. Doesn't mean I don't like the knife, doesn't mean I don't think it's an amazing knife. It's just something that's part of the experience. So let's open up this potato. Man, that is a smooth slice on this out-of-the-box blade. So fall away happens when so that's the stickiness right there. So we're seeing how much this tends to either stick to the knife once we slice, or if it actually falls away, and it sticks. It's gonna more commonly be a sticky knife unless they've put some grooves, some air grooves into the actual blade, and that can help the fall away a little bit more. All right, my final thoughts and recommendations. There's a couple things here. If you don't excessively use your kitchen knives and you're really into aesthetics, like you want everything in your kitchen to look really nice and clean with good lines and creative colors, and you want to be able to customize it a little bit, if all of that's really important to you, this is a perfect knife for you. The blade, the metal, all of that is gonna be just as good as pretty much anything else that you could find. Now, if you are an avid kitchen knife user and you're cooking a lot and you're chopping a lot, there could be some difficulty around comfort with this knife for all the reasons that I've already mentioned: balance, sharp or blunt edges. It really depends on what's most important to you, how you're gonna use it, how much you're going to use it. But overall, I'm really impressed with the sharpness out of the box. I really like the attention to the aesthetics, and I can't wait to use it some more to get more familiar with it and see what the experience is, especially in some of those chopping marathons. All right, my friends, a huge thank you to the folks at Butterfork for sending these knives so that we could test them out together. A huge thanks to you for watching this video. My hope is that it's been helpful in determining whether or not the Butterfork is the right knife for you in your kitchen. And as always, if you have any questions, corrections, or requests for reviews that you would like to see me do, please throw them in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Happy cooking.